The studio lights of Loose Women burned brighter than usual that afternoon. Producers would later say they felt it the moment Liam Neeson walked in, something heavy in the air, something unspoken. He wasn't just another celebrity guest there to promote a film. He arrived with quiet intensity, his tall frame stooped slightly, eyes calm but distant, as if carrying memories he never fully put down. Denise Welch, seated at the panel desk, adjusted her notes and smiled politely as the cameras rolled. She had interviewed hundreds of stars before. Actors, musicians, politicians. She was confident, sharp, and unafraid of confrontation. But she had no idea how quickly the conversation would spiral into something no one in that studio could control. "Welcome back," the host began cheerfully. "Today we're joined by legendary actor Liam Neeson, here to talk about his new film and..." Liam nodded, offering a restrained smile. The first few minutes were smooth enough. They spoke about his career, his transition from dramatic roles to action films later in life, and his dedication to craft. Liam answered carefully, thoughtfully, with that deep, steady voice audiences around the world recognized instantly. Then Denise leaned forward. "So Liam," she said, tone casual but pointed, "you've spoken before about masculinity, responsibility, and accountability, especially in light of comments you made several years ago that caused quite a stir. Do you feel the public should still hold you accountable for those views?" The air shifted. Liam's jaw tightened almost imperceptibly. "I've addressed that many times," he replied calmly. "I spoke honestly about a dark moment in my past, one I regret deeply. I learned from it. I grew from it." Denise nodded, but she didn't move on. "Some would argue," she continued, "that growth doesn't erase harm. That public figures don't get to decide when the conversation ends." A murmur rippled through the audience. Liam inhaled slowly. "Denise," he said, meeting her gaze directly, "I didn't come here to relitigate a confession I made in good faith, one meant to show the danger of unchecked anger, not glorify it." Her lips pressed together. "But isn't there a concern," she pressed, "that your status allowed you forgiveness others might never receive?" That's when it happened. Liam leaned forward, placing both hands on the armrests of his chair. "Forgiveness," he said quietly, "is not something I claimed. It's something I worked for, in private, for years, through listening, accountability, and shame." The studio went silent. Even the other panelists froze. Denise, sensing momentum, pushed again. "Yet you continue to work, to headline films, to profit. Some viewers feel that's proof the system protects men like you." Liam's eyes darkened, not with anger, but with exhaustion. "I lost my wife," he said suddenly. The words landed like a dropped glass. Denise blinked. "I buried the love of my life," Liam continued, voice steady but low. "I raised my sons in grief. I questioned myself every single day. And you want to reduce me to one moment I openly condemned." A producer off camera subtly waved, "Wrap it up." Denise shifted uncomfortably but didn't stop. "No one is reducing you," she said, though her voice wavered slightly. "We're asking questions viewers care about." Liam stood. Gasps echoed across the studio. "I've spent my career portraying flawed men," he said. "Because humans are flawed. But there's a difference between accountability and public punishment disguised as conversation." The host quickly interjected, "Liam, please." But he was already moving. "And with respect," Liam added, turning back toward Denise, "this isn't journalism. It's provocation." Denise's face flushed. "That's unfair," she snapped. "You agreed to be here." "Yes," Liam replied, "to discuss my work. Not to be used as a symbol for outrage." A long, unbearable pause followed. Then Denise said the words that sealed it. "If you're uncomfortable being challenged," she said sharply, "perhaps you shouldn't be here." Liam looked at her for a long moment. Then he nodded once. "You're right," he said softly. "I shouldn't." Security shifted near the stage as the director shouted cut, but it was too late. Liam Neeson walked off the set of Loose Women while cameras were still rolling. The broadcast cut to an abrupt commercial break. But backstage, the real drama was only beginning. Producers scrambled. Panelists whispered. Social media exploded within minutes. And Denise Welch sat frozen at the desk, staring at the empty chair, realizing this wasn't just another heated exchange. This was a moment that would follow all of them. Forever. The studio felt heavy, almost suffocating, after Liam Neeson's abrupt exit. Cameras still rolled, capturing Denise Welch blinking at the empty chair, her jaw tight, her hands gripping the desk like she might anchor herself to reality. The producers were frantically huddling behind the scenes, whispering about damage control, social media storm, and how did this even happen? Within minutes, the clip hit social media. Twitter exploded. Clips of the confrontation were retweeted thousands of times. Fans were polarized, some applauding Liam's courage to walk away, others criticizing him for refusing to answer tough questions. Hashtags trended. Hashtag Liam walks out, hashtag loose women drama, and, inevitably, hashtag Denise vs Liam. Denise Welch's phone started buzzing. Texts from colleagues, journalists, and even her own PR team flooded in. They all wanted statements, opinions, reactions. She felt her heart pounding, not from the adrenaline of the argument, but from the realization that this moment would define the episode, and possibly her reputation, for months to come. Backstage, Liam was calm but visibly drained. A small circle of security and assistants flanked him as he gathered his coat. He didn't speak to reporters who had rushed to follow him. He didn't glance at his phone. He simply walked out of the studio, leaving chaos behind. When asked for a comment later, Liam's publicist released a statement that read, "Liam Neeson appeared on Loose Women to discuss his upcoming film. Unfortunately, the conversation diverged into personal matters unrelated to the interview. Liam prefers to focus on his work and has nothing further to add at this time." Meanwhile, the media had a field day dissecting every frame of the encounter. Headlines screamed, "Liam Neeson storms off Loose Women after heated clash with Denise Welch." Denise Welch vs. Liam Neeson, who was right? TV meltdown. Liam Neeson refuses to answer tough questions. And the audience? They were watching, commenting, sharing. Clips went viral in minutes. Every GIF, every slow-motion replay of Liam leaning forward, his eyes dark and unwavering, became a talking point. Every frame of Denise pressing on, her voice sharp yet controlled, was analyzed for subtle cues. Was she too aggressive? Did she push too far? Inside the studio, tension lingered like smoke. The producers knew they had a firestorm on their hands. Meetings were scheduled, damage control strategies drafted, statements reviewed, every social media comment scrutinized. But nothing could erase the raw footage of the moment. A global audience had already witnessed it, unfiltered. Denise herself went public hours later. On Instagram, she posted a photo of herself at her desk with the caption, "Interviews are meant to explore, question, and engage. Today was intense, but I stand by asking tough questions. Growth comes from reflection, not silence." Hashtag loose women. Hashtag interviewing with integrity. The comments section exploded. Some viewers praised her courage. Others accused her of provoking a superstar unnecessarily. And somewhere in the chaos, Liam's fans rallied, creating memes, reaction videos, and even fan pages defending him. Then came the talk shows. Other morning shows picked up the story. Analysts dissected every word spoken. Media experts debated, was Denise right to challenge him? Was Liam justified in walking off? Could this incident affect his film's release? Every angle was explored, dissected, and sensationalized. But behind the headlines, the human story was far more complex. Liam Neeson, a man known for portraying heroes, was just a human being, a man who had faced grief, regret, and personal reflection in a way few could truly understand. And Denise Welch, a seasoned journalist and broadcaster, was simply doing her job, asking questions that she knew people wanted answered, even if it made for uncomfortable television. In the end, the world had witnessed a rare collision: celebrity and accountability, confrontation and conviction, silence and scrutiny. And the impact would be felt far beyond that afternoon on set. Producers learned a lesson: sometimes, even the most carefully planned interviews can spiral into the unexpected. And for Denise and Liam, their paths crossed in a storm of words and emotion, a moment that would be replayed, analyzed, and remembered for years to come. One thing was certain: this was more than a TV interview. It was a cultural flashpoint, a reminder of the delicate balance between honesty, confrontation, and respect in the public eye. And for viewers, it was unforgettable.